All right, welcome back to the Tiralosi Twins podcast. Our next guest has over 500,000 followers on TikTok and over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Let's welcome Jackson Eyre.
How's it going, guys? The Twins.
It's going well. How's it going with you?
Yeah. Good, dude. Just woke up, did a little bit of reading, got ready for the day, spaced out the podcast for like 2 seconds, thinking my time, and glad we're all on page and we're all here now.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for coming on. We really appreciate it. And we're excited to pretty much hear about your backstory, because a lot of the reason why we have people on is like a lot of creators. Not many people know what goes into starting it out, or other things like that. So we'd love to hear your story, and if you could kind of give us a little feed or like a little background story on your own story.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm Jackson. I'm 18 years old. Making content and doing content was always kind of a dream, but not really a realistic one. I come from a really small town where, there's just as many trees as there is people. And when I was younger, I was really into acting, and I was a background actor on a Disney Channel show up in Salt Lake City, which was about an hour and a half from me. There is where I met a lot of fun people. It was my first kind of introduction to the industry. When I was there, it definitely helped me build a lot of confidence with this is what I want to do. I want to be out. I want to be going. And that's where I met a kid named Darius Marcel. He was a main actor on the show. In acting, a big part of it is knowing people, having connections, and it's kind of who you know, not what you know. Talent only takes you so far in the industry. And there, I was just walking through set, and this kid opened the door for me, and he was like hanging out with the background kids, right? It turns out he was one of the main actors on the show. We ended up becoming best friends, and we would talk about acting and stuff, and he would like help me out knowing when I could come work on sets, things like that. And he was just someone who always had my back. And I loved the acting industry, all of that. And with that, having a friend that was a main character gave me a lot of confidence. So when I'd go back home at school and stuff, kids were thinking, "Oh, is this Jackson? Are you on a Disney show?" And I'd try to stay away from those questions. But also, it came with a little bit of confidence. It was nice hearing that. So going into my freshman year that summer, I made the decision. I said, okay, I'm going to pick sports. I want to play sports. I was really interested in soccer. I wanted to play college soccer. And then that is when I decided, okay, we're picking school. So summer goes on, and that August, my best friend, my cousin Kellen, took his life. It was confusing. It was hard. When you're going into your sophomore year or your freshman year, it's that first year of high school. It's awkward. It's weird. You kind of rely on friends and good friends, right? And so I lost my cousin, and I remember that night that it happened, I was just hurt. I was outside. I was crying. And initially, when I got the news, I have 2 cousins named Kellen, and I thought it was not the one I was thinking of. And the one that I wasn't thinking of is a lot closer to me. And so when I was downstairs, I was kind of like, oh man, this is sad. Like, that kid just barely learned my name this summer. And then my sister came in and she was like, no, it was Kellen Eyre. And I just broke into tears and, instantly started thinking, why me? Why this? It's my fault. It's this fault, all those things. So it took a kind of a toll on me. But after that moment, a couple months later in school, instead of kind of being, I wouldn't say a bully, instead of being someone who could be better, I looked around and I'd always see people that kind of turned into a paranoia thing. It was like, dude, no one knows what that person's going through. Like, I could actually see that because I lost someone who I didn't see was going through it, right? So it was kind of like I was paranoid. I'd always be like, hey, I like your shoes. Hey, I like this. And even if it wasn't authentic, I knew that maybe I was bringing a little bit of joy in their life. And so that year went on. I don't think too much of it. I still am trying to be a nice kid, right? I go through high school. sophomore, junior year, really good year. Junior year, comes up that anniversary date of my cousin passing, about 2 or 3 years now, right? I'm like thinking in my head, I've had millions of ideas of clothes and different things to sell and whatnot. And since when I was a seventh grader, I was selling fidget spinners. And like we had one of our friends' dads did a drop shipping company. So we were able to sell them for him. And we had been making just like hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars off all these little, from like selling soda on a soda belt, walking around the school. I always trying to get something out to people was fun for me, and it never really was about the money, because if I wanted to make money, I'd go, start mowing lawns really serious and get like serious about that. But I really liked giving someone something. It was always fun to me, giving people a deal, talking deals, different things like that. So anyway, then I started wanting to do clothing design, but I could never land on an exact idea. I had done like a lot of different things in art classes that I came up with, and it was nothing anything crazy. And so then one night I'd heard the quote, something about the world's a, someone said the world's a great place while you're here, something along those lines. And I was like, I like that. I don't want to, take those exact words. So I went on just grabbed a blank t-shirt in my room, which is actually right here. And I wrote, "The world's a better place with you," in it, just with my handwriting on this t-shirt. And I didn't think much of it. I thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, that's sweet, but I just drew on a t-shirt. It's nothing special. So put the t-shirt back in the drawer, and about a year later comes senior year. Senior year, I had by now collected a lot of clothes and different things. I was like, dudes, I gotta wear a different shirt every day to school this year. It's gonna be so cool. I didn't think of making content for it, anything like that, but I was like, I'm gonna wear a different cool outfit every single day. I have, the things to do it. Let's try it. Why not? Why would I just leave it to waste? And I got like the first week of school, I started thinking about my cousin. I was thinking, start of the year, it's a hard time for people to accept. Sometimes when you lose people. So I was like, all right, let's wear this shirt. It was it fit me still somehow. I put it on. I wore it to school, and there were some kids that made fun of me for it. They were like, "You drew on a T-shirt," and it was close friends too. And then I had a buddy, my friend Jed, said, "If you make that a T-shirt, I'll buy it." And hearing that from someone kind of gave me a little glimpse of, oh, you would wear like a shirt that I make? Like, that's kind of cool. So again, I didn't think too much of it. I went home. Some people like the shirt, some people laugh, whatever. About that August, I was making a couple TikToks. I had 10K at the time, and the 10K was from some random video that blew up that I wasn't even in it or anything. I had also thrown this crazy party that summer or I helped promote some crazy party that blew up and got a couple more thousand. But my TikTok was nothing to do with me. And then in school, I was like, dude, I feel like my life's kind of funny and fun when I make it that way. It's like, why not like show it to the internet? So I started posting like little skits and different things that I'd be doing at school. And one of the things that this thing about, it's funny, I'm going off like the clothing line, and then also the line of how I did TikTok, just to contrast them. I started making this face behind people at school, but it was a fun bit. It was all kicks and giggles, but I'd go like this. I'd go behind people, and I'd tap them on the shoulder, and then when they turned around, I'd look away. And the videos were just doing insane. It was like 8 million views a video, 10 million views a video, whatever. Crazy numbers. And a lot of people they were like, oh, the girls are really pretty. And I'm, good friends with some of these girls. So we'd start making videos, right? I landed some really cool sponsorships from these things and different things. And doing these with the girls, it was super fun because it was like, oh man, we're all friends. We're all making videos and it's all going up. Meanwhile, yeah, I was getting bullied and made fun of a lot. I tried not to talk about it too much, but I think some people were thinking, oh, well, he has enough followers that it's okay to make fun of you. There were people that used to be friends with me that were really rude, people who I know their families and things like that, you'd never expect them to be mean, but it is what it is. But I'd make these videos, and I had a creator reach out. His name's Joshi Washi on TikTok. He had like 3 million followers, all kindness videos. He's like, hey, what's your number? And I like sent him it, and he's like, dude, I just want you to know. He like sent me this in a voicemail. He's like, dude, I just want you to know, like, your videos aren't just popping because like it's a funny trend. He's like, yeah, that has a truth to it, but what you're good at is doing random stuff that brings people out of their comfort zone. And that is when I made the switch on TikTok. I was like, okay, he's got a point. What he saw was that, okay, this kid's doing random stuff to people in public. It kind of helps break your social anxiety barrier. Oh, I can't even smile or wear a certain outfit out. Well, this kid's looking like an idiot out in public. What am I to not do something, right? So when he said that to me, my videos started shifting more to the funny, like doing faces and things like that, to I was doing these videos where I'd fake ask girls out on dates. Things that I was like, okay, yeah, it's corny, it's fake, I'm gonna get made fun of for it, but at least I know the people that are watching this are resonating with it because I'm doing something that might be out of their comfort zone. So whether the video was staged or not, I knew that I was helping someone feel a little easier. So my content started growing pretty quick. I went up to like 300K by December. And I wasn't even planning on TikTok. I mean, I never did it. I still will never feel like a TikToker. I'll have kids come up to me at airports. I'll be in Disney World, wherever I am. Kids are like, dude, I love your videos because I have like a lot of views and stuff. And like some account, like I had a video get like 100 million views throughout different sources and accounts. But even though there is all that, I don't see myself like it. So it was really nice to be like, okay, what else can I do? Like, I'm not a TikToker, so what else am I gonna do? So I thought this shirt, I was like, you know what? This kid mentioned it. Let's try it out. So my cousin Tanner, he owns a place called the Shirt Stop, and they do big companies like Lonely Ghost, A24, some big creators. And I was like, dude, what are the chances we could get my T-shirt on like, a T-shirt? And he got me the blank back, and I posted it on Snapchat, and some random kid from like 2 hours away. And I was like, hey, like I made these shirts. I'll hand deliver them to you. I'd like, wrap them up, put a little, I attached handwritten notes of reason to be happy. And the first like 700 were all different reasons, which was like insane. Every day writing them at school, whatever. But the first kid was from like 2 hours away, and he was like, I'll buy one. Like he Venmo'd me right then on the spot. And I was like, oh man, like I don't know how I'm hand delivering this. So I hurry and delete the story. And I canceled out everywhere outside of my county that I live in. I was like, all right, everybody who lives in Utah County, snap me if you want this. I'm selling it for like $30. Let me know. And dude, like in an hour, I was at dinner with my family. I had like hundreds of replies, and I'd sold the 30 that I could make at the time. I was only allowed like 30. My cousin said, he's like, let's just try 30 if you can do that. So I do it, and I'm like, dude, what? So then like 2 weeks later, I do it again, and I do like 60, and I'm like, okay, let's do 60. And then like a week later, I'm like, I'm going all in, and now it's like November. It's December 1st. I find out what Shopify is. I call my brother Hayden. He does private equity, the where people invest, whatever. Sorry, I can't even think of the exact description for his job, but kind of like a private equity firm. And I just know he's good with numbers and money and things like that. So I was like, hey, dude, like, can you help me, like, put taxes and shipping on this? I'd love to, like, put this on the internet, and then maybe people can just go to a website. I had no idea what I was doing. No matter how many things I'd sold in junior high and high school, this was a lot different. And so I put it out there. I made this video on TikTok. I'd worn the shirt a few times, and people were like, dude, where's that shirt from? I was like, okay, maybe it's catching a little attention. I posted the video. It's like, hey guys, how's it going? A few of you have been asking me about this in my recent videos. This is kind of my story, and I shared everything that I said a little quicker, and just said I've lost many to suicide. Because throughout my high school years, I've lost a teammate, 3 classmates, and a cousin, and over Christmas break on Christmas Eve, another cousin. And so it's definitely played a big part in my life. So I was so ready to send it out to the internet. And I posted this video, and at the time, trends, everything that I was doing kind of died down, wasn't pulling in views left and right like I was during when I was making the funny videos or when I was talking to girls in videos, different things. And I posted it just like, whatever, maybe someone will see it, it'll make their day better. And I went and I was playing basketball with my friends, and I just kept hearing my phone go bzz, 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 going. And the video is blowing up, and I'm like, okay, what? And the next morning I wake up, and 400 people had ordered a t-shirt. And it was weird because like I didn't want to tell anybody. it's like such a private thing, and still this day, like I've never talked money numbers to people, but I remember I posted on Snapchat me picking up all the shirts, folding them, whatever. I like doing all the production myself, so I'll go pick them up, fold them with my mom, who literally does everything to help me with this. Um, but I posted it on Snapchat, and every kid that's my age at the time, we're seniors, I was like, dude, how much money are you making? Dude, what? And like that idea didn't even cross my mind, dude. I was so caught up in like just reading, oh, sweet Illinois. Okay, awesome. Michigan, what? Like, okay, heck, like, can I throw an extra shirt in? Like, what can I do? Spice things up. This is so fun. And it was crazy. It was insane. And then I ended up selling like a couple thousand more from that video. The video got like 2 million views, whatever, a couple other videos. And then as the year went on, I kind of slowed down on TikTok, still made videos and stuff, but it was weird. I'd pull in like millions of views, but followers, and it is what it is. I don't consider myself a TikToker. I'm just, a kid who puts some videos out there. Summer came, I went and did summer sales, which is, door-to-door sales. Kind of gave up on TikTok for a little, came back, posted a couple videos. They got a couple million views. Then I'd see the things coming kind of on the tees, because it's the pin video. Then August came. I'm starting college. I'm like, okay, dude, TikTok, I got to kind of focus on some things that really matter. It was a cool thing to do. Let's move forward. I don't post for a little bit, and then like October or like September, I'm like, okay, I'm not even joining the app. I like delete the app for like a month, get back on. First video I post, 12 million views. Oh man, dude, they want me back. Then I'm like, no, Jackson, you got lucky again. I hop off the app again, and then October comes. I post my Halloween outfit, 14 million views. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Why is it? I don't want to pursue it again. But it's like begging. And then like it was just a couple million views each video and whatever. And then I was like, okay, slow down again. Christmas break happens, and I'm so sorry. I'm going off on this tangent. If you guys need to cut out any
You're
of this,
good.
I'm
You're
sorry.
good. Yeah.
We're almost there. We're almost to the present day. Christmas Day happens, or December happens. I'm like barely on it. I'm focused on finals, school. Family's home for the break. We're hanging out. And meanwhile, I was also preparing to go on a mission, which is when you leave your family, friends, social media, things like that for 2 years. So, social media isn't on my mind too much. And the mission, I could get more into that, but it's basically I go serve the Lord. I get to invite people to Christ, and service things too. Anyway, December comes, really slow time. Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, we get the news that another cousin of mine passed away the night before. And dude, it broke us apart. It was a beautiful thing to see our family all come together, but it broke me apart. And so I went to bed the 2 nights after. When I was going to bed, I had this gut feeling to okay, so I'll share this with you guys. I was right before I went to bed. It's kind of tiredness where you're like, dude, I'm going to sleep. This phone's not getting plugged in, right? I'm tired. As I'm like hitting the pillow, and you could call me crazy, but my cousin that passed away, Demi, I heard her voice say open TikTok. And dude, I was like, there's no way. Like, process of elimination, you're overthinking. That's not real. What the heck? Right? So I'm like, So I opened TikTok, and the first video is Jack Wright. And he actually, he never ordered one of my tees, but I sent one to one of his friends, and he wore the t-shirt in a couple of his videos. So I knew he'd seen it. So that was kind of the first, like, okay, that's weird, Jack. Jack Wright posted a video about his story of when he was going to take his life. And it was a beautiful video of him talking about why he stayed and why he's here. I loved it. It resonated so well. He had this pretty sound with it. It was a slideshow. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to make. So I make this video, go to bed. Next morning, tell my brother. He's like, out of respect, let's not post it. This is 2 nights ago. We're really close with our cousins that, my aunt's like my best friend. My Aunt Tori, she's just a saint. I'm not posting anything to, but also in the back of my mind, my cousin that passed away, we would always talk about TikTok and stuff. She would always be like, I saw this guy comment on your video. I know him. And then it'd be like someone who's friends with me. But I'm like, yeah, like, like we'd be hyped about it. And her mom and my mom, both big supporters on my TikTok. So TikTok kind of bonded a little bit. And so anyway, I tell my sister and my mom, and they're like, I think you should post it. I post the video, and it gets like, right now, I think it's at like 3.5 million views. And I've never been connected now with bigger names in this industry and people. And the numbers of what I sold, just I sold, like I said, I sold quite a bit last year, a couple thousand. I ended up at like 6 or 7 thousand products out, and I'd done hoodies last year, but it was nothing. But now this year I have a couple things on the website and whatnot. And dude, this video just blew all those things out of the water. I mean, it was just, I don't mention them, but the numbers of products we sold was just nothing I would have ever expected, right? Doubled, tripled, whatever, what I did last year. And I just knew it was like my cousin, here she is, her body, her spirit, it's leaving the earth, right? It was like she was just sprinkling that video around while she was going. And because I mean, different countries are buying. I had like, um, I was looking at my orders, and I saw, like I said, there were some big people commenting. The owner of Hype House, Thomas Petro, sent me just a really nice text. He was like, "Dude, I love what you're doing." Something along those lines. Just really, he's a very nice guy. I sent him a tee. I'd see some big LA names. I don't know if you guys know Two Turnt Tony commented on the video. He's like a big creator. And then I was really curious. I was like, well, I wonder if there's other like people that are ordering over in like Cali. So I looked up like some order numbers, and I saw Los Angeles. I was like looking it up, and I saw Vinny Hacker ordered 2 tees, and I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like these big people that I'd love to meet and like talk to and give t-shirts if I could are the thing. And dude, like 500 DMs on Instagram. People are telling me their stories. I get to talk to them. And it was the most beautiful thing. And still to this day, it's over. It's still coming through. I posted it on Instagram, got 1 million views on the reels. And I'm just here, like, I can relate to people. I can talk to them. And this message is everywhere right now. And that's where I am at the present day.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that
absolutely
is
incredible. There's so much to really unpack there, but thank you for sharing that story, because that definitely means a lot to you. And that's a reason why we're starting this podcast too, is that no one really knows the backstory that to a lot of creators like yourself that have incredible stories like this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's incredible.
That's so powerful too. I mean, you see like how just having that simple message just can resonate with everyone, and it makes a huge impact.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome too.
Yeah, man. It's been really cool. Really cool so far. I didn't even mention this, but there was when I was mentioning you guys about reading those DMs and stuff, when people are opening up, I've had three different people send me pictures. They got the exact printing tattooed on themselves. So some things like
Wow.
that. And I remember the first message I read, and not that I've had, hundreds, whatever. No. Not that I've had lots of messages hereafter this message that I'm about to tell you. I had the first message that said, "You saved me," just broke me, man. I mean, tears. Wow, like what? And I've had, a couple after tell me. I had somebody say that they ordered the T-shirt, and the day it got there, they were wearing it. They walked into their brother's room to say, "Hey, I'm going out with friends tonight," and she said her little brother just started crying and said, "I was planning on taking my life this night. Your whatever T-shirt you're wearing saved me." And I can show the T-shirt right here, but it was the kid seeing this, right, knowing that message saved him. It just it's hard to gather the why did I lose so many people, but then to know that they're saving so many people really right now, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Definitely.
And I'm sure like along with like it's such a strong message on that shirt for sure. And I'm sure just along with that and your personality of wanting to make people's day better and through your videos, I think it just connects with people so well.
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, definitely. But let's
Yeah, I'm curious about more as well as like the clothing. When did I guess was that all within a like a year time span, or was that
Yeah, what was kind of the timeline of
Yeah.
that?
So that August of my senior year last year was so about a year and a half in now, but it was all so quickly in that time because I'd always made dumb videos and whatnot, like as a junior in high school, as a sophomore, whatever. But senior year, I did start, since I kind of had a little bit, I knew it was the perfect time to try and post. And dude, this is so embarrassing saying to this day, but I'm proud that I did it. I was posting like 9 times a day at one point. I mean, anything that came to my head, I wasn't leaving in the drafts, you know? And so it would
Yeah.
just, it came really quick. And like I said, I went up to the 300K mark at like Christmas time, not this last Christmas, the one before. And then like kind of like slowed down. And then I'd go up a little bit in the summer. And it was just kind of like this. I wasn't consistent. So it'd be there. And then like this past video I posted. So I was at like 400K for a while. And then in October this year, I just posted some crazy videos. And this last video that I posted about my shirts and what it meant to me went from like 400 to 500K, like that, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did I think I did see that video. I think the first video I saw of yours was the where you're like making the faces behind them and then you tap on
Yeah.
the shoulder. I think those went just crazy viral, right? You said
Yeah.
was one 12 mil?
Yeah, they'd get like 10 mil or so on TikTok, and then meme accounts started posting them, and like, you know, they already have 10 million followers, so they'd get like 15 mil, whatever, and they'd like accumulate probably like 30 a piece. But that's what grew my Instagram, because a lot of TikTok to Instagram ratios are really small. Usually your Instagram, they're not following your Instagram, but I was on a lot of meme accounts, and I was also on a lot of relationship accounts because I would do, all right, boys, you want some free game? And then I'd like tell them like some things they could do at parties or when they meet someone, and people would see those on Instagram and then follow my Insta, even if I wasn't posting reels at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Are you posting reels now? Or
Yes, I started posting them in December, and I posted on my Instagram. I was like, "Hey guys, super excited to start posting reels." I think I was at like 60K or so, and I've gone up to like 105, which is pretty cool. I'm now, because I leave the my best reel so far, I think, is like 8.5 million. And it's like growing every day. It's crazy. Like Instagram reels is nuts, but I leave April 4th, and I might still be. I have this a content idea of what I'm going to do while I'm gone. I'm trying to conduct these interviews right now of asking people what's the lowest they've been, how they escape, like really deep questions. And while I'm on my 2-year mission and I'm away from the internet and things, I want those to be posted. But meanwhile, I'm posting like 5 in the morning, 5 at night on Instagram. So I can try to push out all the content I already made way back. And then anything new will be fresh and just kindness videos.
oh, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that is good.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. It's a little kind of confusing on the head. Posting reels, even though I've already made the videos and stuff, it's tough to, you know, you got to find like right songs, right things that still match today. Now these are videos I did last year, but it was weird. I was at a skating rink, and I had a kid. He was like, "Oh, you're the kid from Instagram Reels," and I was like, "Ah." Like I love it, but not getting known from Instagram Reel. That's a different story. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
It's funny you say that because it used to be the opposite. Like
Yeah, dude.
I feel like Instagram and YouTube you'd want to be recognized, and then TikTok you were
would
like
never want to be recognized.
yeah,
You're
you like
you don't want to
it
be a
had so much hate.
TikToker. Yeah, but then now it's like, oh, okay. If they're like they've seen my videos, it's like they'll be like, oh, you're the kid that does the face, or like I was in Mississippi and these guys started doing the face. I was like, guys, that was like a year and a half ago. Come on, like. But yeah, it is different now. Like when you get recognized from Instagram, I was like, oh, like imagine getting like Facebook Reels recognized. You'd be like, what? Checking out at a grocery store, and the old dude behind you is like, seen you on my Reels page. Like, dude,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, that didn't happen, but you know.
right.
Yeah, that's definitely the crowd that's
Funny. Like the audience will get older and older. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
but yeah, that's good. So I was gonna ask too is I guess going back into the beginning of this timeline, what was I guess because you started in freshman year in high school. for your TikTok or
Yeah, like sophomore, freshman year, like it was just dumb videos though, like all over.
okay. But you said you had like around 10K plus.
Yeah, I hit the 10. So I had like 1,000 followers for like sophomore, junior year. And literally, dude, I would still cook videos. Like I gave myself credit because I thought I was funny. Looking back, it's so cringe now. But in the moment, I was like, dude, like this is okay. Um, and then when I started growing, I posted this video of ants on my TikTok. Dumbest thing ever, dude. It was a pile of ants, and I would never actually harm an animal. But I was like, what should I do with them? And it was that stupid audio. It was like limited. I don't know, some other language audio, and I can't even think. It was like if I be a whatever. It was some crazy audio, and then, like the video is just kind of hectic. But the video got like 2 million views. I went to like 9K, 10K followers, and then a party team in Utah was throwing a party at my friend's house in its manor. It's this beautiful home, and I made a TikTok for it, and the video got like 400K views. But I mean, kids from out of state were coming to this party did like had like thousands of kids there, whatever. But and that's when I first started getting the small amount of, oh, like this kid's the kid who threw a party on TikTok. And I like went up to like 14K, but then it was like stayed. And then I posted when I started really growing, I'd post videos with my best friend Sage. And we'd act like we were a couple, and they'd get like a couple thousand followers, couple thousand, whatever. And then the scream is when it was like, okay, 10K, 20K, 30K, that kind of growth. And meanwhile, I'd post whatever video. Dude, if we were like, if I can't even, like, if I was doing a podcast right now back then, I'd pull out my phone and be like, just filmed a crazy podcast. I fight a bear in it. I could say whatever I wanted. And like my audience was like, 13, 14-year-old kids, I think. And so I'd always cater to that. I'd make videos. If there was a girl sitting next to me or a dude sitting next to me, I'd be like, my best friend just broke up with his girl. Like what should we do? Hey, that didn't happen. You know what I mean? But like, I keep some authenticity, but also some humor to be like, then people are like, this kid, like, just post whatever you want. It's weird life, but I want to follow, It's kind of all over,
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the growth there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, because I think the hard part is people try to stick with like one thing and then keep posting that. But I think with what a lot of people like to see is just that whole random back behind the scenes, like that real person.
Yeah, dude. I think creators can. I think sometimes they say it. They think, oh well, if I stick to one thing, more people will be loyal followers. But I think, dude, if you have talent, show it. Do you guys know GM Casto on TikTok? He's the funniest guy. He just throws backflips everywhere, and he's just talented at everything he does. But same principle, dude can do everything, and so he shows everything. And I promise you, there's things like he's probably good at that he doesn't show on the internet. But just a prime example of that. I mean, he's gone up like to 2 million followers almost in the span of 1 year, just doing random stuff.
Yeah, is that the
like
guy?
People like that, I think, try really well. What's that?
I was just gonna say, is that the guy with the shaved head?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that dude is like the most, I think another reason he is so good on the internet is he is the most authentic person, dude. Like, not only are his videos all pretty serious and real because that's what he does, but when he was at like 20K followers or something, he was pretty popular on TikTok, I think, for like snowboard videos at the time. I followed him because I bought my first skateboard and he was the first creator. I was like, dude, this guy's a funny skateboarder or whatever. Followed him, and at the time I had like 300K. He followed me back, and I was like, "What's up, bro?" And he's like, "Hey," and then like 2 hours later, he's like, "Dude, you're a legend. What? Like, you rock." Like, he was like, because like I think he had just responded, like, you just see someone respond, you're like, "What's up?" And then he's like, "Dude, you're a legend. Like, let me know if you're ever." He lives like 30 minutes that way from me at the time, and he's like, "Let us know if you're ever up here." And then, dude, like I started seeing him grow, and he like, one time he asked me, he was just joking because he started kind of growing. Like he was going quick. He was doing funny videos with his cousin Daniel, and he texted me. He's like, "What's the secret sauce?" And I was like, "Is this a D's nuts joke?" But then he was like, "No, like this is like." He's like, "What is there any TikTok? Like, what's the best TikTok route or something?" Because I think that's at the time he was gonna quit his job and take TikTok serious. And I was like, "Dude," gave him this rundown, and then I was like, I have the text from when he was just nearing 100K. I was like, "I see you becoming one of the biggest creators on this app." Sentiment, nicest dude ever. Every time you'd see each other in public, dap me up, say what's up. I did a photo shoot for this clothing line. He's probably one of the busiest people I could have texted. He made it. He was there. He got everybody riled up and had a good time. Just a really solid dude. But that's what I was saying with that was people, the creators that do really well, I think, are just the ones who are really authentic. They're good at things, and they know how to, cater to their audience. Like if there was like comments talking about, dude, do a double backflip again, he'd be like, I saw you guys in the comments talking about, you know what I mean? He just kind of knew how to cater. And that's what I would do. Any comment I saw, for a while, I had this kind of series where I'd apologize. So when people would be rude in the comments, I'd just give them an authentic apology. Like if I wore cowboy clothes and they didn't want that, I'd be like, what's up at Daniel, whatever, whatever the name was. I'd be like, what's up at Daniel? Super sorry if I offended you. Hope this makes up for it. And be like me riding a horse or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd always try to keep those things rolling. But that too has been something fun, I think, in TikTok, is shooting any advice I can to anybody. I don't know too much, but I know a little bit of like just the basic things. And I have like some friends who I think I've given some pretty good advice to. And that's like kind of the fun thing about it to me.
Yeah, that's really good. And I know it's always like there's these niche accounts or like company accounts that are like show them sewing or what product they sell or whatever, but I never actually thought of it like show what you're good at. Like as obvious as that seems, like I've never thought of it like that.
Right? Yeah, it's like it's kind of different. It's, you can show whatever you want, dude.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, but I think like a good I guess concept that I did notice about that one guy's videos too is that it's kind of like an MTV style, and I feel like, or like, just a rough, just whatever goes kind of. And I think that is what that, like, a lot of people just crave that because everything's so like almost, put together perfectly. But
yeah, and it's like you want to watch that. It keeps you excited, and he's like authentic. He's funny. He's got it going. I think anybody who wants to be a creator on that app could go watch his videos for hours and learn a thing or two about themselves and what they're posting. You know?
No, absolutely. And I think
true,
I think that's the other like characteristic that you do really well with your videos is that you respond directly to those people, and it's just you clue them in on your life. That's kind of what everyone they wanna know, like what's going on with your life, right?
Yeah. And so I just post I love that. That's how I should have said just what you said right there. Yeah, include them in. That's 100%.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, I guess the more people that see that, they're like, oh, wow, like the more traction you kind of get because it's like more and more people see it, more and more comments, and they see more people reacting to it. So it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah, I was literally going to say the snowball effect, dude. That's like the best way if you have a video doing well, post, keep posting. If you know a lot of views are coming and the comment section is funny, reply to a comment, dude. They're going to tap on that and get in this snowball, and it's just going to keep going bigger and bigger. That's 100. That is the best advice you could give to any person who wants to make content. Figure out a way to do your own snowball effect, whatever that is,
Right.
That's 100%.
Yeah, and we've definitely fallen into it before where it's like we're kind of like ADD with how we post, or at least in the past how we posted, because we'd get like say a viral video would go off and then we'd be like, all right, well, let's do something else, or let's do this, and we just never really thought people wanted to see the same thing, and then it's like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. People want to see it.
And have you guys ever regretted like, oh, I could have totally ran that video like 4 more times and like that would have got like that many more followers, whatever. Yeah, I think that thought comes to a lot of people. Like, oh, I could have done more with that series,
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff. Like we stopped posting for a while. Like, I don't know, just I feel like taking breaks on your account can be tough because it's like what does well in that moment, and then you almost have to kind of restart, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, that is that's real.
But yeah, I was really curious. I didn't want to get us like, jumping around to different topics, but I did want to get back to, your acting and how you started out in that, because that's a really interesting part of your life.
Yeah, dude. So like I said, from the time I was a kid, I wasn't afraid to be on a screen. I would make dumb YouTube videos as a little kid on some random account with my friends, things like that. So when the idea came around, I think my dad was like, "Have you ever thought about acting?" My dad's like the least person that ever say something like that, but I think he said it probably as a joke. But like, I remember it kind of ringing a bell, and so I looked up like every like night, even as like a seventh grader, I'd be searching. I'm trying to think of the exact search. I'd say dumb stuff like free acting, open roles, casting calls, Utah, ages 13 to, you know what I mean? I
Right.
really tried to do it, and I didn't even have like an agent or anything at the time. And then we ended up, forgot who the name was. Also, I wouldn't say that they were doing too well, so I wouldn't want to give them credit or
Right.
discredit. But I ended up when I was doing the stuff for Disney Channel, or before I did the stuff with Disney Channel, and some of the stuff with Disney Channel, you were able to anybody kind of could do it. Like you just find somewhere to sign up, right? But for mine, it was like I signed up with this company. I went and had an audition with them or a casting call with the company, did well, and then they started landing me a bunch of things for Andy Mac. It wasn't just, oh, you're joining that Facebook post group that's like, hey, can you guys make it my company, whatever. They were helping me get to it. They were like, hey, like you can come this, and this day. And I felt like I was getting more time than maybe if you were just some random kid signing up, right? And so started doing that. And I went out to LA the summer after acting, and I did an open casting call. If you search my name on YouTube, there's a super embarrassing video of me doing it, but we'll say I landed like 20 something callbacks, and a bunch of agents were asking like, hey, we'd love to have you. Because I was a little short, chubby redhead kid, dude. Those are the best people in a movie, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're not a main character, but they're the side character that's funny. And so I was definitely wanting to go back out and do it. We talked about, are we going to move to LA for the summer? And then I made the choice to stick with sports. But in my acting times, it was really fun. I became friends with the cast. I became friends with people outside of the cast, but were friends with the cast. So they were friends with me. Um, and and the industry in acting, in TikTok and anything, it's very small. I'm sure you guys already know that, but it's everybody knows somebody that knows someone, right?
Right.
And so my friend, like I said, Darius, dude was just a stud, and I don't need to talk bad on it. I don't think any castmates were rude or anything, but he went out of his way to be nice. He reached out. He called me last week and said, hey, I'd love to drive out to Utah and come spend some time with you before you leave on your mission. And I was like, dude, that means a lot. And I'm going to LA to stay with Damien and him now on the kid's birthday. So I'm really grateful for that relationship. But acting was like, that was definitely what I wanted to do. I was doing it in high school. I was having fun. In elementary, I was doing plays. And then when it all got there, it's a very scarier thing than you'd expect, dude. Like you watch how they act on set and it's like, oh, what the, like, they gotta redo the same scene 50 times, and it's a 10-second scene. Like, this is insane, And then like, okay, you stop, you go eat, you come back. As a background person, you're not doing the hard work, so it's fun, it's easy for a day. But um if you're doing that every single day, right, I think it can be a little crazy. So that was another reason I was like, well, sports on the bright side, it won't wear me out, I think, as much as acting would. And it was a tough decision, but I ended up picking sports, and I was really grateful that I did. Because in the end, TikTok came back and made fun things like that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it did cut out a little bit. So we can kind of just
Oh,
go back
sorry.
if
Yeah, I
if you
saw it
want.
said in my internet. Yeah, which part did it cut out?
I think
I can just.
the 10, like where you said it takes like 10 seconds for acting. Just kind of, I guess, get back into the like
Oh,
what
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like on
yeah.
set.
Yeah, so on set, it's really cool. It's exciting because it's like, oh wow, you're by these kids that you see on TV, and you see a big camera. It's a cool feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're eating snacks in the meanwhile, but it's like you go act, you're doing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever takes for a 10-second scene. It's like, whoa, like, is it really like this worth it to me to have to do this every day and learn your role and all those things? And so I just kind of thought it was more fun being in the background and stuff. And so I kind of opted out of that, but I was still grateful for the memories and relationships that I made through it. I I had a friend on not the set of Andy Mack, but on a different Disney show that was friends, I think, with the Andy Mack kids. And I think I was maybe like they shared my story, not this story, my Instagram story on their account or something. But you guys know Jenna Ortega?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She commented on one of my like old Instagram posts when I was a freshman or like an 8th grader doing acting. She commented cute, and like that's still to this day my favorite comment I got on my Instagram, because she's like crazy big now. But at the time, it was like I said, everybody's connected with everyone. So if you were friends with one kid, it was easy for another kid to be friends with you, right? So I think she might have followed me for a small moment in time, but just like having those like little connections was kind of cool, you know? It was like kids I watched on TV growing up. I had when I was a little kid, I don't know if you guys remember the show Walk the Prank. It was some Disney show where they were like, you just walk the prank. And anyway, I remember, because I had a mutual connection, the main actor at the time, his name's Cody Veith, and I was friends of friends with him, but we never knew each other. And then we got to know each other. And now he's like someone I could go FaceTime right now and we could talk for an hour. But at the time, it was like just some superstar to me. And so going into that industry was kind of cool, because it was like I got connected with people really well. And when I got bigger on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, not that it mattered if I had more followers than what they had now, but it was like weird. It was like they took care of me when I was a smaller creator, and now I'm just as big, or I'm maybe a little smaller. Like we've got each other's back, you know? So you're able to kind of find the real ones in that industry, but it's an exciting, a crazy, and a cool industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
It's all over.
Just like a quick question, I guess, was Jake Paul in the same time frame that you were at like Disney, or?
Yes. No, he was. Yeah. So I think he came, like, I think they were starting to film, and at the time I can't remember. There was a kid on the show, that Bizarrevark show, and we had a lot of mutual friends. And I don't know if we ever followed each other, but I did wonder that, because I watched Jake Paul as a kid on YouTube. For a while, he had some cool content. Like I think Jake Paul is kind of another prime example of that. If you have something in a cool life, just post about it. You know what I mean? Like his Team 10, he was the first person to do the Hype House, the Sway House, whatever, those type of houses. He was one of the first, big guys to do that. He got 10 big creators, put them in a house, and then it was easier to make cool videos. It's like, if you have one talent and you post about it, that's okay. But think if you brought 10 talents in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think he was like right after me, if not in that same time. Because I would see his stuff about it. And it was kind of cool that he did that too. But I think getting the Disney Channel is definitely a hard thing. If you want to land a main role, I would talk to my friend about it. He had to go through multiple callbacks and things like that. So that's like a pretty cool accomplishment. But I do think if you have a little more credibility or a little bit bigger, it can actually help. Because, I mean, I don't know if that was Jake Paul's scenario, but I think if you have a famous YouTuber on your show, their subscribers are going to come watch it too. So,
yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't even know if we might have overlapped a little bit, but
no, that was good. Yeah, because I was really curious about that, because we started just doing small commercials, like local commercials, like a year ago. And I was curious about the show, because we're kind of just trying to think like, should we go further into it? Should we just I guess.
Dude, I think you should. I think twins, dude, you have no idea. I used to post about it. If you guys ever, obviously you didn't, but I used to, in high school, I'd always post on Snapchat, twins are the coolest people on earth. So I think it's like so rare. I'm like, this is awesome. But I think you guys could literally land more roles than if you were solo, because you guys are twins, and you guys are not that like there's ugly twins out there, but you guys are good looking, identical twins. It's like not like, oh, sure, they're twins, they're fraternal, whatever, right? You guys actually, I think, dude, you guys could really jump in. I mean, there's multiple, I think there's lots of shows and things that have actually like used twins to their advantage, and it's a cool thing. But dude, you guys should get into that. And I think just connecting with people, but dude, I would love to see that. I'd love to like get home from my mission and I turn on the TV and you guys are like two actors on a show.
That'd be great if we time that up within 2 years. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, but also thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, thank you for the compliments.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%.
But yeah, that'd be good. I guess we're kind of gearing more towards, rather than going that like longer route, we're seeing if we can kind of leverage our social media to have our own show on, say, like Snapchat or
yeah,
like
I was about
YouTube,
to say, I feel like you guys
Facebook,
could do
whatever.
something like that too.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool, dude. That'd be and that, I mean, that's kind of the industry now. You could getting on TV, yeah, that's big. You'll get big, whatever. But like also with what you got and the connections, it might be easier and even better to like you said, a Snapchat show or something.
Yeah.
Like Twins in Public, you guys could make so many. I used to watch those YouTube videos all the time, like magic tricks where it's like you disappear and then the other twin came from around stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've always thought about do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing, is just kind of like trying to choose like what to go with now, because there's so many options, right? Like content wise or career wise, like it's just hard to pick what to do in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I bet that's difficult. Do you guys? How old are you guys?
We're 25, about almost to be 26.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys have the same birthday. Right? I don't know. I was waiting for 2 responses, but you guys are still so young. I'm like that. You guys like and like that those years and age, and you guys don't look too old for your age too. That's a big thing in acting, is if you look older than your actual age, or if you look younger than your actual age, it does well. Because you guys could go. You guys, I mean. Yeah, it might be a little absurd, but you guys can still play a high school senior. You know what I mean? Like, they can make you look a little younger, but you're not too far out of there. So I think you guys definitely have a high chance in all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's like, with all these big actors, you're like, oh, they got to be like, 19, 20, and then it turns out they're like 37 years old, and you're like,
yeah,
dang.
Dude, it's like, how are you playing that?
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, we play the roles that we get like to request an audition for it's such a wide range. Like it's like,
because we're on like the cusp, because like 25 is kind of the cutoff either way. So it's like,
but like we can, like we've played, or we've gotten roles for like dads, like to 40 years old. Basically, it would be like high school to 40 years old is the role. Like when we fit
that's
in,
nuts.
like we fit in either one of those ranges, I guess.
Dude, that's so legit. You guys have so much opportunity now.
Thank you.
Well, now that you're saying it, I'm thinking it. Cause
now you're hyping me up. I'm like, okay.
Because before it's
dude,
like,
you get to it, bro. This is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, not at all, dude. No. That's all I'm saying is you're not old, bro. You're not old.
But yeah, I guess to get back to you, since we only have you on for today, I want to ask more about what's your next kind of step in your content, because you do have to take a 2-year break, right, for your mission.
Yeah. So right now I have a new. I wonder if I'm gonna show my mom this podcast before I make it. But I have a new T-shirt that's coming out, and it says something to do with moms, and I'm gonna like surprise her and stuff. And I also am like trying to get it going as soon as possible, because Young Gravy texted me 2 nights ago, and he was like, "Dude, would love for you to promo my," like we're buddies on socials, and he texted me. He's like, "Dude, loved it for you to promo my song. Like, if you want to post my song, I can get you out to any show, red carpet, Gravy experience." Super nice. Gravy's a really nice guy. But in that, I need to post all my mom content at like kind of the same time. But I have this new shirt that's coming out. It's about moms. And the other thing is, I'm right now trying to conduct at least 50 interviews, asking people. I started with, what's the lowest you've ever been and how'd you escape? But I felt like it's a great question when people are open.
Yeah.
It's a really great question. But the problem is, I had a kid tell me, he was like, well, when my parents divorced and when I was going through this and that, it really sucked, but I don't want to talk about that. Can I talk about this instead? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But I realized it kind of is kind of a almost too personal question. So I think I'm going to switch it to, what's a tough decision you've faced in life? Because I think that's like a really better, and it's going to throughout these 50 interviews, there's going to be a learning curve in all content and anything I've ever done. I've taught myself, and you make that learning curve, right? So I want to make at least like 50 interviews or so. And until my mission, until April, I'm thinking I'm kind of going back to some of my old content, posting whatever I want, however much, whatever, no rules, no restrictions. And then once I leave, I just want, each week, probably every 2 weeks, you'll see that interview. Maybe some will blow up. Maybe they'll all flop. I don't care, because I know that whatever I did now, like whatever little empire, whatever little pyramid I started now of cool things I did, like, yeah, it's awesome. 2 years, not that long of a time. I'm going to come back and I want to do something even bigger. I want to do creative stuff. Maybe it's not even in the internet. Maybe it's other stuff. But I have some pretty crazy ideas that I think are going to work out. I just need to trust in myself, God, and time,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think from the outside perspective, it definitely looks like a lot of things that you put your mind to, and, everything that you work on works well. So I think that's
Thank
definitely
you. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a good possibility.
Yeah, I'm excited for all that, dude. I'm only 18. I know I got life ahead of me, so I'm not too afraid to take my chances now while I'm young,
Right. Yeah, no, that's so true. I mean, you have like 7 years on us, so
Yeah.
so
Nah, dude, you guys are killing it too, dude. We're all I'm gonna get back in the 2 years. You guys are gonna be up here. I'm gonna be down here, but I'm just gonna be like, all right, boys, how are we getting up? And we're all gonna be up together, bro. That's how it's gonna.
But no, that's really
That's how
good.
it'll go.
You do have a ton of time to try and find what kind of content you want to make, or even just make whatever content like at the moment too. So
Yeah.
that's really open and exciting for you.
Thank you. That means a lot, dude. Just hearing that, especially from someone who's older, that's like kind of good big brother advice right there.
Yeah, no, it's
cool. Yeah,
it's definitely I don't know, like like I said before, you've done so much already that you'll have no problem, or just getting back in the swing of things and just taking off again.
Yeah, like you're pulling like
Yeah.
12 million views, like like especially right when you got back on, I think you said. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you'll definitely do
100%.
well with that. So
Thank you, dudes. It gets me so excited. These are the kind of I need these kind of combos every day, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's good when I don't know, you can kind of see eye to eye with other creators and stuff, and it kind of, I don't know, it helps out, because you're like, okay, I'm not the only one stressing about this, putting out content, or stressing out like, is this good content or anything like that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there any like goals that you have right as of right now that you want to do career wise, or any objectives that you want to like hit and accomplish?
Yes. Okay, so my goal, actually, when I'm back from my mission, I want to be in acting, and I say this every day. And when people ask me what am I doing when I get home, and I've said it always as a joke, but there's also always truth to it. I want to star in a big movie or show one day. That's a dream of mine. And maybe I do something kind of good, and it's an okay show. That'll be awesome. But I'm gonna always reach for being in the biggest movie in the world. It might not ever happen, but I always believe that if you aim for the biggest goals, if you set high expectations, you reach higher goals. I learned that in my clothes. I had a goal to hit so many sales, and it was a crazy number. Didn't reach it, but I reached higher than if I would have set a lower goal. And so I think a big one is going to be, I would love to become a known actor one day, a credited actor. I'd love to be credited for something more than internet TikTok stuff. And that there's a part to that with the shirts. When I'm back home, I want to get my T-shirts in big stores. I want it to be everywhere. I want to learn. I think more of a character trait I'd like to learn is more having patience with others. I think that's an important thing I'd like to learn in this life. And just like the last character thing really to learn about myself is just to continue to see the best in others. That's a goal I really want to just always, no matter what standard. And I think going into, if I do follow this industry, a big thing that can help me set myself apart from the rest will be everybody I look at, to see them the same as me and the same as anybody else, and to not see anything that they've maybe done in the past, just love people for who they are. It's kind of the big goals.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
It's
and
really
I think
good,
I think it's very like a testament to who you are as a person, that you included stuff that, you know, for your goals that you would do for other people, which is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's, yeah, like we said before, you know, it's, you definitely could, there's like a good probability that you can accomplish whatever you set out to accomplish. You've already done so much already. And, I do agree with the fact that if you do set higher goals, that even if you fall a little bit short of it, you're still going to be higher than if you set those smaller goals.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. And I have no doubt you'll have a IMDb.
So hope so. We all will, bro. Maybe we'll, you know, it'd be so funny. I mean, it's such a crazy chance, but imagine we were all on a movie one day together and we look back. You hear crazy stories like that, but
yeah,
can you just imagine?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things I like thinking in my head. Like, we three are on a show one day together and we
Right.
look back and we're like, run the clip.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy too. And it's funny how life works in that way as well. Like, who knows? It could happen.
Yeah, literally anything's possible.
And also, there was an anonymous person who had a question that wanted us to ask you: is who is your favorite photographer?
I wonder. Damian Brunton has been the best photographer in, like, dude, really though, that dude is so good at what he does. And I mean, Damian, I learned so much from him when he stayed with me, dude. He freaking, so like, side note from the photography, he would, like, if there was a creator that I thought was cool. So for instance, I was playing a Jared McCain video on my phone. He's a famous basketball player. Damian's like, oh, dude, I know. And meanwhile, Damian knows every person in the industry. I mean, he takes pictures for the biggest people, right? But he just goes, oh, Jared, like, dude, should we FaceTime him? And I was like, what? FaceTime's Jared McCain. Jared recognized me. I think some creators, you know, they recognize me. And he's like, oh, you're the Riz kid. And I was like, what's up, bro? And he's like, dude, what's good? And then Damian's like, hey, Jackson has a shirt. He wants to send you it. I was like, what? And then I, like, ended up sending him. But Damian, he's really good at what he does. He's also a really respectful kid. I think some people can fear that photographers are, oh, like, it's weird, they're taking a picture of a girl. But he, like, you talk to any girl that knows him and they, like, will vouch for him, and me too, that he's just a good dude. He's good at what he does. He's not weird in his work. And the reason I say it is because some photographers out there, and, like, I haven't done too many photo shoots and different things myself, but from what I've learned, there are some weird people out there, and he's not one of them, you know?
Right.
Other than that, freaking shout out Cade Carroll and Alexis from one photo shoot, and Clara Jensen takes some cool photos. That's about it. That's about all the other photographers I know. I don't know what's right. Yoshi Miyagi. I don't know, dude. There's some I don't even know. But shout out Damian, dude. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Full disclosure, he definitely may or may not have been the person that wanted to ask that question.
Which, Damian, I hope you got your answer that you wanted. But yeah, no, he's really gifted. Like, I mean, it's pretty obvious with the quality of content he has, and definitely a genuine person too. As you know, we had him on the podcast just before, and yeah, no, I mean, great podcast guest too. Yeah. So, as well as you too.
I loved your guys' podcast with him. Your guys' podcast was really cool with him. Me and my mom listened, because then Damian texted me. He's like, hey, I talked about you and your mom at one point in it. And I was like, dude, what? And so I listened. He was a really nice dude. He's such a good guy. I'm staying with him next in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, he said he just got to the I guess a place in the hills that he stays at now.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's nuts. It's like Justin Bieber's old house, the old, like, one of the Hype House people. It's Chance the Rapper's neighbor. Dude, it's nuts. He's just gonna keep growing, and I think him living in LA is gonna help him a lot too. I mean, he's already doing so many great things, but I think he'll keep doing great things there too. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Definitely.
I mean, he's definitely the type of person that can excel in, any environment, but it definitely like, he already has so many connections and he's just going to grow from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's solid, and he's starting a clothing line, so that's so hype. I'm so stoked for him, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is something that he mentioned on our podcast as well, and he said you were a big inspiration for that too.
He's such a stud.
Yeah, do you have any like did you guys talk about anything when he was starting the clothing brand or anything
Yes,
like that?
he'd call me quite a bit. I've set up a few pretty big creators with my cousin. I mean, because my cousin does. I don't know if you've seen those hoodies that say "I love you, say it back." It's Lonely Ghost. They have some pretty like big clothes, whatever. But he does like things for A24, really big creators, whatnot. And so I was like, Damien, dude, you need to go to my cousin. Like, not even because he's family. This is your line too. And so I shot him all the advice I could. I taught him about like how to sell, when to do pre-sales, when not. But that is like another, when I get home from my mission, I like social media market managing, um, like setting creators up with things like this, landing deals for them. For some reason, I find more fun in that than actually making videos myself. But I'll still, probably continue content. I don't know if you guys know. Have you guys seen the kid who wears he wears a green do rag and a white beater on TikTok? His name's Tuck. But anyway, he's a huge creator. I just set him up with my cousin. That's my funnest thing to do, is just help those creators get their name even more out there. But Damien, I totally had his back with helping out with that, and I was just so stoked for him to do it.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it sounds like he's really you know, I really think that he's going to make it a big clothing line just because he's so passionate about it. And it's not like, I feel like some of the things like, like your brand included, sometimes when it's about like a bigger purpose than just selling a t-shirt, then it becomes, it becomes bigger than you would ever expect. Right.
100%, dude. 100%.
But yeah, that's incredible. And, yeah, he did mention that, yeah, like we said, that you were a big inspiration for that. So I appreciate the fact that your clothing line started another clothing line that has a similar message, right?
Yeah. Okay. I've never thought about it like that. Okay, that just gave me good feelings inside hearing that. And outside of the podcast, I'd love to send you guys t-shirts. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We would. We'd love to wear them and represent your brand because it like
awesome.
Like we said before, it carries such a strong message.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. And yeah, we'd be happy to speak about it to our followers and stuff because again, it's such a good message and clearly a lot. I mean, you don't know it, but a lot of people resonate with things like that. And it's more internal.
Everybody's experienced it somehow.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, what was I? Man, I forgot what I was gonna say about that because it was something about the clothing line. Oh, are you still are you selling it constantly even when you're gonna be on your mission?
Yeah, I am still planning on keeping up the shop and everything. I have an idea. So the interview series can only do so well, right? But this next month, I'm kind of reaching out to local stores, different places that I can keep it because number one, a store would like to keep it in there because I mean it's mental health, dude. Everybody relates. And another thing is like if I give it to a store to have them sell it, like even if I'm not making, I don't really care. I mean, I'm glad people are ordering it. The thing is though, people will get it. It's a good enough message that it reaches toddlers to old people, girls and guys. It's not just, I mean, not to talk down on any other company, but other companies, if they just have a star on their hoodie, that's more likely to sell to someone who wants a star on their hoodie, right? But I think more people can resonate with it. So that's one of my goals is to get it to a couple vendors in different places. And as well, like, I talked to my sisters, maybe they can handle and run the Instagram. They can, post things, get things going, still do photo shoots, whatever they want. And even while I'm on my mission, if I come up with new handwritten designs, it'd be easy to send them their way and tell them. And I have thought just a little bit about when I'm on the mission, even though it's like it's supposed to be a church related and it's for me to be doing that and not be too focused on social media. I'll have a camera with me there, and I can still take videos and maybe find a content idea that I can do there that I can send back home, you know? A lot of what we do is services and stuff, so if it's still inspiring to people, I'd love to keep pushing it on the internet, you know?
Yeah, no,
Kind of a cool thing.
that would be definitely cool to see. Like we said before, with your like, it's that behind the scenes, that real person behind the camera type thing. So I think, people will like it no matter what, as long as you're being genuine.
Yeah, thank you. Dude, thank you. You guys are really wise guys.
Thank you. You're super wise as well. So
yeah.
Thank you.
But also, God, I just lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I forgot.
Was there any stories or anything like that? Any funny stories behind the scenes that you wanted to mention while you were on here, or anything that
Dude,
someone?
funny stories. Sometimes, okay, when I was first getting known on the internet, dude, this is just and I've never actually told the story to anybody. This is gonna kind of, I don't know. Some people might laugh. I don't know. So when I was first getting big, I just hit 100K. I was out of town with my friends, and I just made the scream face, right? And dude, this is where the social anxiety started. And not like I've grown a little bit from it, but when I was growing, I kind of got like a little bit of social anxiety because if I would go to an In-N-Out or somewhere, I was in a fish tank, you know? People would be like, oh, they're and they didn't care to point, whatever. But the time that it really bugged me and scared me, but it was also funny in the moment because, we're dudes. I was just using the bathroom in a Maverick. I was just in a gas station, right? And it's like 2 a.m., dude. It's literally 2 a.m. I'm out of town. I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm in the urinal. And like 4 dudes that are just baked come up behind me and start doing the face, and they're all filming. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like, there is no way. And I stopped peeing and ran out of the gas. And I was like, dude, no. And I was like still trying to like laugh and be funny with them. And I was like, bro, please delete that video. This is weird. Like, you did not just record me peeing while doing the face. Yeah. But then like in hindsight, I'm like, kid, that's kind of funny because like I do it to people and now they're doing it while I'm using it. Like, it's a little messed up and weird, but like that's when I started like, so dude, fun fact, I hate using public urinals now. Anywhere I go straight into the stall because like it's weird. And I told my brother this story one time and he was like, yeah, right. We walk into a Jazz game and like the first person that sees me when I walk in, dude, you're that guy on TikTok. And I was like, and then the whole bathroom's looking around. It's just like weird. And I eat that up. I love hanging out, meeting new people. If someone wants to take a picture, talk to them, see how it is. If I can make someone's day doing that, dude, like I'm so for it. But the second I start getting the oh, this guy's right here, this guy, it's like, oh, I get a little scared. And so I can kind of see, like, obviously I'm nothing even close to those big celebrities that are scared of paparazzi. But I can get a hint of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
But that's a fun fact right there.
Yeah, that's a crazy story, and
I think
it's funny because like it's a similar experience to a story I heard by Kevin Hart where he was actually taking number 2, and the guy was like going over the stall just to like film him. And like,
dude, I could not handle that, bro. That is
Yeah. And
that's funny.
We definitely don't get recognized nearly as much as you, but I think it is hard to figure out like how to handle those situations. Like we have had a few of those situations. It's like what do I say? Like,
And sometimes they'll like ask you weird stuff and they'll be like, dude, I'm so for it, but you just came the total wrong way about this. You know?
Yeah. It's like, I guess they just don't like it. No one knows how, like what the perfect scenario is to, I guess, when to ask if you're that person.
Yeah, dude. And I've had some good ones, but they're like so rare. Like the only like really like, I mean, not that they're all good, but I mean the ones that really stand out are when people like come and they're like, dude, I love your shirt. I love what you do. They don't, and like, not that they need it. I would care less if they asked for a picture, but like when someone just says that to me and it means a lot, I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Like, dude, you're a really nice person, you know?
Yeah.
But then you'll get people that are like, do the face. And it just felt like the do the roar from you know? But also I brought it upon myself. I'm the one who did the face, so it's on me. But yeah, there's definitely that part to it too.
That's true. And I guess from them, it's kind of like an instant reaction. Like they don't think about it much, but But yeah,
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's the kid who does the face. I want to see him do it in person, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is. I feel like that is a big thing of like being a creator nowadays. It's just like it's kind of hard to know because I feel like it's so much easier to recognize because everyone's pulling like millions of views now. So it's like everyone has probably seen if you're creating constantly, someone's probably seen you at some point like in your in your city, in your area or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like how do you handle that interaction? It's kind of
It's
foreign.
awkward. It's like, yeah, it is foreign, dude. And especially like here, I came from a small town. So then, like, when I would go out, but like, I noticed like eventually here where I'm from, it's kind of like if someone sees me now, it's like, oh, that's the kid who did. So they don't really
Yeah.
care too much. But when I go out of town, I was in like Florida, I was at Disney World, and I had like a whole baseball team that was from New York. They're like, dude, let me get a picture. Like, this is awesome. They were a lot more respectful because they didn't know me so well. You know what I mean? They don't see me
True.
that much. So then they're like, oh, like, like it's a little. But yeah, dude, that's a very weird kind of thing to grasp and be like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any like behind the scenes story of like when you're creating stuff that like is there any like funny story that you remember?
Dude, actually, this is like not. I mean, it's funny, but it's also a little crazy. I made my most viral video. There's an insane backstory in the video that I made. It's me asking a girl out, and I'm throwing gummy bears at her, and then I throw a note that asks her out. Right in the background, there's a girl in there. You can't. And there's multiple people in the background. There was someone in the background that was just a blur in the video. But I post that video, right? The video's doing okay. Actually, no, sorry. The video was doing insane, but I didn't think anything of it. So it was my first video that had like 60K views in like 30 minutes. I was like, no way. It had like a couple 100K by an hour. I was like, okay, it's going to blow up. I could usually tell how it was going to go. I go to the basketball game that night, just a high school basketball game. I open the door for a lady, and she goes, I know you. And she grabs her arm on my shirt, and she's like pulling me, and she's like, you put my daughter in a video. And I'm like, okay, first off, all the girls that I make videos with, I know their moms, and their moms dogs with me. I could bake cookies with them, right? And this lady saying this, and I was like, what is going on? Did she think I disrespected? Like, I don't know what happened. Anyway, she goes, wait until my husband finds you. And I was like, oh my gosh, this can't be real. And so I'm chilling up in the student section. Then I see a guy who, at one point, I actually knew he was once a coach for me. And he's a pretty scary guy. He's a big dude. He was like 6'6", pretty huge guy, like muscly, kind of scary, He like points to me to get over, and he's like, why is my daughter in a viral video? And he's cussing me out and all this stuff. And dude, in the meanwhile, I'm thinking it was miscommunication. Somebody that saw my video of me asking a girl out saw the video of his daughter in the background, right? And she's like, oh, your daughter's in a viral video. There's like a bunch of likes and comments, right? And he might have not been on the internet and just interpreted it as, because he didn't even see the video. He didn't even know the video, right?
Oh.
He was just like, there's mean comments about my daughter. I'm like, dude, there's no way this is happening. So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And like, dude, I'm scared. Like, the officer is like kind of watching from afar because like me and the officer were boys. I'd watch my freaking PE clips in his office on security cams. Anyway, I'd like he's like, delete this video. I private the video. It's at 2 million views in like 3 hours, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, dude. So anyway, he leaves finally, and he's like, and I want a video apologizing to my daughter. And I was like, what's going on, dude? I'm like so confused, and like obviously out of respect, I will. So he leaves. I unprivate the video. I'm like, okay, there's no way this guy is gonna do that. I didn't unprivate right after. Like an hour later, I unprivate. I pin a top comment that says, hey, everybody, I'd like you to be respectful and everything. But I get my friend to read comments with me. We go through every single comment. Not one talked about his daughter. Not one said, oh, the girl in the background, or anything remotely close. And so I put the video back up, and the video ends up getting 20 million views, 30 million on an Instagram account, 30 million on another Instagram account, whatever. We added up. It had more than 100 million views within the next couple months. And biggest video I've ever done, blew up my Instagram, all this stuff. I started getting known as, oh, you're the kid that asked out that girl. I've had like I'm never just, oh, you're the kid who did it's always, you're the face, you do the Riz videos, you ask the girl out, or you do the free game, you make the dance videos. It was always so many different things. I did style content for a while. Like I said, just expand your categories. But that got known. But I was like, the fact that a man almost stopped me from posting a video that was fun for me, that like was my biggest video, the fact that he almost stopped me. But it just like, it was kind of funny because it was like, dude, like then the next high school basketball games, the cop would like always kind of be by me after the game, just making sure like nothing suspicious was gonna happen. Because I mean, the guy's like son was on the team, so it was like he was there and I was there. But he ended up actually apologizing to me and saying it was a big misunderstanding. But dude, I was like, that was kind of the first thing on the internet. I was like, dude, I gotta be careful. But I was also like scared. But it was funny because I was like, this didn't just happen. This isn't real. I know a grown man didn't just put his hands on an 18-year-old kid, like, or on a 17. I was 17 at the time. I was like, dude, I could press you. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that kind of kid, but like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I just wish. Sometimes I do wish some people could. When a problem like that occurs, you can step back and see. But it was in my mind. I think it's just funny now. I'm like, there's no way that happened. I got pressed by two adults at a high school basketball game over my most viral video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy, and it's kind of ironic how it's the most viral video that you have
right,
that story.
and I privated it for like an hour, and like what could have been like, and I always said, when I private, I was like, dude, this video is gonna be nuts. But yeah, that girl is actually married now. My most viral video of me asking a girl out, she is already married. But I'm low key still posting like our reels of us, and I had to hit her at the text. I was like, hey, and she's an awesome girl, super good friends. But it was kind of awkward now, like posting some of my reels with her in it because she's married or she's getting married.
Oh,
but I asked for her respect, and she's like, yeah, it's all good. But it's weird, like life moves, bro. Like I was a whole year and a half ago, this was happening, and now it's like, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is crazy though, especially with like a video like that she was like one of the main people that you might have done the
Yeah.
That is interesting though.
Yeah, dude, those are pretty nuts.
But yeah, parents get very protective, especially with the social media that they don't really understand. So I could definitely see those interactions not being fun. So
yeah, and I was like, all respect to him. I'm sure he's just looking out for his daughter, but also like, I wish he would have kind of seen it like from, okay, take a step back. Because I was like, I even told him, dude, when he was pressing me, I wasn't just gonna be like, okay. I was like, dude, I make kindness videos. Why are you? And he was like, I don't care. And I was like, okay, really, bro? Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? This is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that was more about him than it was about.
Yeah, dude, it got a little too personal. He was like wanting, and then the fact that he asked me, like, okay, the fact that I took the video down was already enough, but then to ask me and delete the other, and post a video saying how you need to be kind to everyone. And I was like, or kind to my daughter. He said something like that, and I was like, I probably would have posted something like that if they were being rude, but that wasn't the case.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of like an abuse of power, like older, bigger, taller, stronger. And I was like, okay, that's just not cool.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that it was just more about him, and he was trying to have the authority or
that's like a funny story I don't really tell people about. I mean, my parents knew, the cop knew, but I like didn't even want to tell kids at school because his kids still went to school, and I'm not gonna make his kids look embarrassing. That could ruin a kid's high school experience. Anything that gets said in a small town stays. So I like, out of my respect for them, I never told anybody really, but now I laugh about it on something like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's part of the reason why we ask for like the funny stories, because it's stuff that people wouldn't know that would go into the behind the scenes of a video, but it's like stuff that you may have to either deal with or maybe it's just a funny story along the way.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Do you have any advice for maybe people starting TikTok, Instagram, or just anything really?
Yes. Number one, don't listen to what anybody's saying about you posting. It's your content. Number two, post as much as you can, whatever you want, and literally just don't give up on that. Consistency is key. And lastly, if you really care to get big and stuff, and you're like, and you've already tried and you can't do it right now, post like, let's see, so there's 30 days in a month, so that's like 4 weeks. Okay, and let's just say 3 weeks, 21 days. Post let's say 4. Okay, I mean it's nuts, but if they cared enough, if you cared enough to get big on the internet, if your dream is getting big, I think the biggest thing, if you want to get big, do what you love, you'll get big somehow eventually. But if your dream is to get famous and stuff and all that stuff, and you want the views and you want to help people, whatever, post 5 times a day for like 20 days, and then ask me for what you need help with. Because by then you're going to be asking, okay, what do I do now I have this many followers? That's my biggest advice. A lot of people have asked me before, how do I do it? Well, have you done it yet? What have you done? I will give my help and anybody who's reaching, but at the beginning, just do what you want and post however much you want, post as much as you can, and cater to your audience. The truth on the internet is that the comments and the people own you until you own them. And not to say that I own anybody and that like creators own their fans, but in a sense, if you only have this many followers, and like I said, followers don't matter, but if this is what you're worried about, if you only have this many followers, you could have this many comments, right? And they can say whatever they want about you, and that can define you. But if you have enough confidence to just think in your head, I have this many people, I like this many people love me, whatever I say, they're gonna love, then like comments and stuff will never affect you. And when you keep getting bigger, when you have now 100K followers, you'll feel even more confident. But you have to just have so much utter confidence in your mind that you can do it, and everything else will fall in play. That's the bottom line. If you believe that you're already a big creator and that you're already, if you want to be a motivation speaker and you already think, okay, I'm already the best motivation speaker, boom, you got it. If you want to do thirst traps on TikToks and you think already, I'm the best looking dude on the app, then go make some videos because you're the best looking dude on the app. You know what I mean? Right. But if you just live, I'm an okay looking kid, but I kind of look cute sometimes. I could probably post some videos of me. Then guess what? Only a few people are ever going to see that. But if you freaking care and you keep go, you're going to get it. That's the truth of the internet. If you want it, you got to get it. You have to go and get it. No one's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to tell you when to post. Nobody's going to post for you. You're not going to get a manager, and a manager's not going to want you if you're not working. So go work. Just get to work. That's the bottom line.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I just kind of went off.
No, you're good. You got me wanting to run through a brick, ready to run through a brick wall here.
But yeah, no, that's great advice, because I think the hard part's starting, and then the next hard part is maybe trying to like figure out what to post, and then the third is probably how to handle, the pressure or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, ultimately, definitely got to have thick skin and just focus on the good things that come of it, not the bad things.
Yes, bro. There's a girl I know, and her sound is trending on TikTok right now. She's dropping a song, and it's got like 4,000 videos. Her name's Paige Fish, and she reached out to me, and she kind of shared some things like that. She's kind of going through what I went through at school. People are starting to notice that she's getting bigger, and not that she can't handle it, but she's just kind of like, how do you go about when people, come? And that was the biggest thing, is just like, you got to have thick skin. Like anybody that's making fun of you, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. So if someone's making fun of you, they're jealous of something you can't do. But like, dude, those 3 principles you just said were perfect.
Yeah, definitely. And we've even got.
And I firmly believe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry, I was just saying, and I firmly believe that she will do whatever she wants. She's about to drop a crazy song. It's gonna go awesome, and she's gonna keep just believing in herself. That's what's gonna take her far. But go on, sorry.
That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was just gonna say we've even gotten it, and this is at like. Because we started when we were at basically the end of college, and I mean, it doesn't matter how old people are; they're gonna have like some negative feedback for you. But ultimately, it's because you're doing well, and they want what you have, or they just admire some part of it that they're, not fully settled about.
Yes, 100%, dude. I think there was in my high school, there was a big group of, there were some boys, but it was actually a big group of girls that would make fun of me a lot, like some really hurtful things that hurt me a lot, got bullied a lot, but I'd realized something about them. Almost all of them were once a good friend to me, or at least friends to me, and we talk a lot. And I think it just, that gap is, they want something, they like it so much that they almost get obsessed with hating you. And so you just gotta toughen through it. And like you said, just, have thick skin and you'll be okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this has been an awesome podcast so far. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention before, before we wrap up the podcast?
No, that's it. Just if you want to create. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. And where can
be nice to people. Be nice to people. Sorry, I just have to say that. I freaking love people, dude. If you have a standing on the internet, give the freaking kindness to people. People don't realize how much effect it has. But sorry, I just had to say that. Just love everyone.
Yeah, no, that's very good input too, and you're completely right. Because as creators, if you're a viewer to any creators, any TikTokers, if you leave a nice comment, we notice those, and it definitely drowns out the bad ones.
Yep, 100%.
But yeah, definitely. And where can everyone find you on
social media?
It's Jackson, JacksonEyre, on all my social medias, and my clothing store is Urban Rodeo Store. It's in all of my bios, and I think if you look up Urban Rodeo, you'll find it.
Okay, awesome. And yeah, definitely, everybody definitely check out his clothing brand, and it carries a great message. So go get one. And but thank you everyone for listening, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching this podcast, and of course, thank you to our guest Jackson for coming on and sharing your story and just everything that you talked about.
Thank you, boys.
Yep. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode, and there'll be plenty more. Let us know who you want us to have on, and we'll try to make that happen.
All right. Till next time, guys.
See you guys.